Again, perfect example of the Cottage Farms difference of finding something that's so unique,
absolutely
hard to find. Try to go again to your local store, ask for this, and they'll look at you and go, no way, it's not happening. It's tropical looking, but Kim had mentioned early, very hardy. We have it on 4 easy payments of $9.03. This is the first day you're getting 4 easy payments with this perennial. So talk to me about the Rose of Sharon.
Yes, well, you said it, dazzling design. So that's actually what we call plants that we have put together. So we've taken this is 2 different plants that we have taken and we put in one pot.
Okay.
And so while they grow and they mingle and they grow up together, it doesn't look like they are 2 different plants planted in one pot.
They're definitely like brother and sister, and they,
I love that because they're blue and pink. So we've taken the work out of you. You don't have to pot these up in a container. We've done the work for you.
Okay.
And as you said, you will not find this in a garden center because these hibiscus, these Rose of Sharons bloom mid-summer to frost. Again, these are going to be going all the way to frost. But garden centers typically like to have plants that bloom in the spring because that's when we're all going into our garden centers. So Rose of Sharons are really hard to find in a garden center.
So they're not going to put something out there that doesn't have
like
blooms,
foliage.
They know people are attracted to color,
Absolutely,
right? Okay.
yes. And man, color. I mean, man, are they missing an opportunity here, but you really just can't find this anywhere else but here.
Okay, so let's talk about, because to me, I see something that might look tropical and I'm thinking, oh no, not a black thumb like me. But you said this is easy to grow.
So I have 2 little girls, 4 and 2. I love to garden, but I don't have time to be out in the garden. I don't have time to be caring for things. This is the easiest plant you can grow.
Okay.
The easiest plant.
So talk to me what I'm gonna do when I get these home.
Sure, so let's look at the ship sample.
Okay, awesome.
So when and it's a great sample
this one
too.
right here?
Yep,
Okay.
so it's a nice, big, healthy sample.
Yeah,
and when you
it
look
is.
at this sample, you can actually see the 2 plants that are planted in here. So if you do get it home and when you're taking it out of the pot, something gets a little loose, you just want to keep those plants together because their roots are entwined, they're growing together, and they will make this beautiful shrub here. But it's a really healthy plant, and you can see there's new growth on it. I mean, this is going to be a really healthy plant, and it will also be wrapped in plastic.
Okay.
So I want to make sure people know to take it out of the plastic immediately, even if you can't plant it.
All right,
It will
just at
need to
least get it
breathe.
out. Okay.
Yeah, take it out of the
Good point.
plastic. Make sure it's got some moisture in the soil. Put it in the sun if you can't plant it right away. But then put it in the ground, put it in a container. This shrub can get to be 8 feet tall.
Really?
8 feet tall. So plant a spot. If you have it in a container, it's going to be much smaller because the container will keep its roots contained.
So it kind of knows that, okay, can't grow so much more, but in a free ground with more room.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Now it will take years to get to that height. This is maybe the end of the 2nd year, the plant that we have here. Yeah, so the plant that you see there is the end of the 2nd year, the 3rd year, depending on where you live. And you can see how it grows just wild. And it does have that tropical look, but it is a hardy, hardy, hardy plant. Minnesota, Florida. Minnesota. Yes, this plant, and I would have a friend in Michigan right now. They're getting dumped on with a foot of snow. They can have this plant.
Wow.
They're dreaming of spring right now, and this plant is for them.
I love this bluebird color because it's that purplish blue.
Oh,
Look
the
at
eye.
the inside.
Yes.
Oh, the
I know.
eye. Yes. Is
Yeah.
that what you call it, the eye?
Yeah, the
Okay,
eye of the
thank you.
plant, and it's really a fascinating plant because it does draw you in. It's almost like a bullseye, and so that very purpley color on the inside really draws you in. And I love it with those impatiens because of that Merlot magic color. It pulls out that eye, and it really makes it pop.
Okay, but then you paired this with the Aphrodite.
Yes, and so it also has that reddish eye. But as you said, this blue and pink is a very natural color. It's it's a color that we're all really used to, and it's a color that you see in the garden. But on one plant like this, it's not typical. So a Rose of Sharon is a prolific bloomer, so this will be covered in blooms. The other really interesting thing that you can see kind of from these pictures is that these flowers don't just grow from the top. So they will grow from the bottom of the stem all the way to the top.
Oh, so you'll have color from top to bottom.
Top to bottom. This plant will be covered in blooms.
I love this. First day that we have 4 easy payments, $9.03. Your shipping and handling is free. Completely just a unique look for your garden. You want that show-stopping piece. You want to look like the master gardener, even if you just know a basic amount to get your plants in the ground or in the pots and be done with it. It's going to make you look like somebody oh my gosh, she really knows what she's doing.
I know. This plant does look like someone has expertise to keep it alive.
Right?
But it takes I mean, I don't want to say that you couldn't kill it, because I've killed plants that people say you can't kill. But
So have I.
yeah, everybody has. It's okay. It's okay. But this is such a hardy plant, really hard to kill, really low maintenance.
All right, if I'm going to put this, say, into a planter, okay, and it's coming like this, do I put it in the biggest planter that I can for it to grow, or do I need to do it in stages, Kim? Like, do I need to put this into a medium planter and then watch it grow and then transfer
That's
it
a
again?
great question, and I think you should put it in a planter more for its size. Now it will get, you know, it will get triple this size in the first year. So you're going to want to put it in at least an 18, 20-inch container to start if you're going to do it.
Okay.
But then if you want, after it gets to be the end of the second year, it gets to be this big. I would say if you want to keep it that size, because this is a great plant, maybe 2 by your front door.
I was going to say, you don't want to get too tall.
In a container, you wouldn't want to get too big. So the bigger the container you go, the bigger the plant goes.
Okay, awesome.
And you can trim it back whenever you want. You can trim it back. I wouldn't worry. You know, the early spring before the buds come out is a great time to prune it. But I always say prune when you want.
All right.
You know.
So I have it in a planter.
Yep.
I have 2 by my front door.
Beautiful.
Okay,
I love
the
it.
frost is coming. What do I need to do? Is there a way to preserve this so it comes back next year? Do I save it, or is this something that I just got to say, it's been wonderful?
This is a perennial. It will come back year after year.
Okay.
You don't need to do a thing. If it's in a container, you don't need to bring it indoors. It will survive. It withstands
like,
frigid,
does it go to sleep
frigid
or something,
temperatures.
hibernate?
Yeah, that's pretty much what they do.
What, the flowers fall
The
off?
flowers will fall off, and in fact, you could cut them off. You know, towards the end of the season, as it's coming down, cut them off and bring them into your home, because you know that the plant will be going to sleep. I like how you put that.
Is that what it does? It goes to sleep.
It goes to sleep, because this will come back. And so that's why, I mean, it works great in containers. It is a great container plant, but that's why I love this plant in the landscape, because it is a focal point. It makes a big statement, a big impact. And then if it's in your landscape, then you can let it go. You can let it grow free. You can let it get to its big, massive potential, which is 8 feet tall.
And it gets that more wild look, like almost it belonged there forever, even if you're in Minnesota, and it really didn't.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
I love it. Okay, here's your item number, M48985. Pick up more than one of these. The time, remember, is to plan now.
Absolutely.
They'll be shipped to you when it's ready to plant, but you're planning your garden now so you have everything you need.
Absolutely.
And you can get it into the ground at the perfect time and start enjoying the fruits of your labor.
Yes,
right?
and digging the small holes, not these big giant holes. So I love the planning. January is a time of planning. You're setting the seeds for your garden. And so that's what we're doing now. We're really planning on what we're going to have.
Oh, and thinking of planning and digging the hole, like for the typical size of this, when it comes, how deep into the ground would we put this?
So you never want to cover, when you get a plant, you never want to cover where it's been planted in its container. So you don't want to cover up any more of the stem that you see here. And so when you take it out, it should be, you know, we have some smaller plants. I don't want to bring this one out, but when you take it out, we have really strong, healthy roots in our Cottage Farms plants. Yeah, we'll do that with another one.
We'll show more of that later.
We will.
It was just a question on my mind, and I thought, before I forget, and I have 2 kids too, so I'm forgetting everything.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because my mind's always thinking about what activity do they have coming up. You know.
Did they do their homework? Did they
do their homework? Did they eat? Did they shower?
Right.
Did they brush their teeth?
You must have boys.
I do.